You're. I hear as I get closer and see someone walking toward me. What's up, Preston? Where you been, meathead? I stop walking and I can clearly see who's with them now. Ymir, Tate, Ramel, and this other kid named Tevin. He's quite short, maybe around 5'2", kinda chunky. He's a medium chocolate complexion. His family didn't have a lot of money. He never had up-to-date clothing, rarely had new sneakers, and barely ever had a haircut. Preston and Ymir always protected him. His family are addicts, so most times he was left to fend for himself. Preston's mom would buy Tevin things if she could. She had her own kids to worry about, but everyone felt bad for him. I've been around. I shrug. Preston gives a slight squint like he's trying to read between the lines. Hey, Summer. Tevin brings the attention to himself. Hey, Tev. And hey, y'all. Tate thinks he's Mr. Cool, so he only gives a head nod. Ymir says hi in a shy way. What's up with you and this meathead? Preston looks directly at Ymir. He almost choked on his spit in that instant, which lets me know they've been discussing me. I look at Preston confused. Don't give me that look, Preston follows with. I start laughing. What look? I look over at Ymir without trying to be obvious. He looks so uncomfortable. Don't look at this nigga, you bright skin ass niggas. Preston keeps going. I laugh even harder. Preston, what the fuck? I don't even know what you mean. This nigga and you. He points at Ymir and then back at me. We cool. You gotta worry about you. I say, trying to deflect in any way I can. Normally, I would be interested to know what Ymir said, but I think it's quite evident. Preston squints his eyes and sizes me up. Where you coming from? Better not be no nigga. Sir, we are not doing all that, and I just came from Kiana's. But you answered me, though. He mushes me. Oh, Summer. Is Kiana single? Tevin interjects. You'd have to ask her. I'm not even sure. That's your best friend, nigga. Preston jumps back in. Preston! I start laughing. I'm being mad aggressive. I'm sorry. He starts to laugh too. You going home? You writing a news article? You asking a lot of questions. Ramel lets out a hearty chuckle. Tate was laughing but trying to play it cool. Preston shoots Ramel a look that makes everyone laugh. Anyway, meathead, I'm going home. I roll my eyes and start to walk off. Preston tries to trip me. Sucker, I stick out my tongue. I get a little ways out of the park and I hear kind of mumbling. Then I hear my name being called. I turn around to see Ymir walking toward me. I'll walk you home, he says as he gets closer. Oh? I say in a surprised tone. Or no. He sounds defeated. I start to laugh a little bit to lighten the mood. You could walk with me, I don't mind. It's just a surprise. Why? He asks as we start to walk together. Y'all niggas don't be trying to leave y'all friends or look soft or whatever the fuck y'all be avoiding. I roll my eyes. They'll be there when I get back. He follows up automatically. I look at him but I say nothing. We walk for a bit in silence, our theme, and then he breaks the silence. You saw any good movies lately? I start to laugh. Cute. Real cute. Ymir half shrugs. He makes light conversation as we get further up the block. It wasn't really a long walk, maybe 5 to 6 minutes if that. Depends on the pace you walk. We are walking at a steady pace and not really strolling. As we get to the front of my building, I start to take my keys out my pocket. Thanks for walking me. It's no big deal. We weren't doing anything anyway. I nod my head in acknowledgement of the statement. Just as I was about to speak again, Ymir leaned in and kissed me quickly on the lips, which catches me off guard. Sorry, I just been wanting to do that, he said. Oh, I say in a confused tone. Now he looks embarrassed, which I didn't mean to make him feel, but he caught me off guard. I'll see you around some. He turns to leave. Call me later, I say, trying to lighten the emotion he seems to be feeling. Cool. He looks back and continues walking away from me. I waited for a few seconds because I was undecided on what I should do. Do I call him back over here? I didn't mean to make him feel awkward or whatever, but the truth of the matter is, I didn't feel like standing in silence staring at the grass either. I just let him walk away. I unlocked the building door and head upstairs. Over the next few weeks, Lauren had her usual drama. Still fucking shamming Jason, hanging out with Tate, said she didn't fuck him, but whatever. I can always circle back to that. We all know Lauren's drama will be there. Kiana's feelings were hurt. She couldn't believe Dexter would do something like that. Then to find out it was all a setup from the beginning. His ex-girlfriend's cousin knew Kiana from school. Clearly their tiny ass high school, but she just never liked Kiana. She sent Dexter to basically set this up. Horny as hell, I know. Champion's birthday was on a Monday, and I didn't expect to see him on his actual birthday, but he invited me to his house. There was a small gathering for him. On Monday, I woke up around 12 p.m. and I needed to get there by 3. He still offered to pay for my cab. I declined, but he said he was anyway. He also said he didn't want anything other than my presence for his birthday. I still decided to get him something. I went to Jamaica Avenue and stopped at one of the jewelry booths. I wanted to get something meaningful, but not do too much. I found this thin chain kind of thing with a pendant, one side for him and one side for me. Hopefully he doesn't think it's too feminine. I had it in a nice box with a gift bag. I told my mother I was going to get something in Left Rack for someone else's birthday. Tony's birthday is in January, so I just said someone I met out there. Thankfully, my mother didn't ask to see what I bought. I called Champion before I left, and then called Tony in case my mother tried to call the last number I dialed. Plus, Tony knew she was my cover story. As the cab pulls up, my nerves are getting the best of me. Now it's more of his family, and I still never agreed we are together. We sure are acting like it, but I'm not bringing it up again. The cab pulls up and Champion was in his usual spot waiting for me. He stands up before the cab fully stops and comes towards the cab. He's paying for me, I say to the driver. The driver rolls his window down. Champion hands him $20. Thank you, the driver says and rolls the window back up. I get out the cab and we lock eyes, which makes me smile. He had on a polo collared shirt with some khaki colored shorts and some crispy white ups. He smelled like Polo Sport cologne. Hi, beautiful. He leans in to hug me. Hi. I reply back in a shyish tone. I wrap my arms around his neck and embrace the hug. I hadn't even noticed the cab pulled off. I heard his brakes squeak as he stopped near the end of the block. You ready? I let out a nervous chuckle. Yeah. He grabs my hand and interlocks our fingers as we walk towards the house. It's only a few feet away. We walk up the stoop stairs and Champion pushes the door open. I hear what sounds like a lot of different conversations going on. Some music not too loud but loud enough, and the aroma of West Indian food. Champion leads me towards the living room. It felt like everyone stopped and stared at us, probably more in my mind than in reality. Champion was still holding my hand as we walked into the living room. There was a long couch and 2 love seats kind of making an open square shape. There was a large TV in an entertainment center pushed against the wall with photos of Champion and Aoki all over the wall. There was a bunch of folding chairs around for folks to sit on also. Summer! Aoki exclaims and runs in to give me a hug. I let go of Champion's hand to hug her back. Ronnie turns and smiles. Hey, my girl. I smile back at her and say hello. This is Champion's girlfriend, Summer, she says very loudly. Oh, God. I can't say we don't have a title. I didn't even really want to back down from it. Blah, blah, blah. Circles and circles of the same thoughts. Oh, a girl from one of the couches says. Champion palms his face. The girl from the couch starts smiling. She is almost the perfect shade of chocolate with deep brown eyes. She had jet black hair and it was falling perfectly to cup her face, and she had bangs. She was also dressed in polo from head to toe. She didn't look much older than us. She starts to get up from the couch. You could sit back down, Champion says. She starts to laugh. I need to see this. Champion gives off a frustrated sigh, looks toward me and says sorry. I give off a slight chuckle so he knew I wasn't upset. Hi, Summer. I am Giselle, Champion's older cousin. 2 years older, he snaps back. Still older. She sticks her tongue out in a playful way. Champion chuckles. Hi, I reply with a slight smile. Can the girls sit down? Y'all act like y'all never seen someone not related before, Winston says from behind me. He was walking into the living room. And Ronnie done chat and tell everybody she'll come anyway. He continues, his accent peaking more and more as he talks. Ronnie shakes her head and playfully waves her hand. Oh, this is Corey's daughter. Another woman sitting on a folding chair shouts. She looks identical to Ronnie. I would assume they're sisters. She also had a Trinidadian accent, but hers is more prominent. Ronnie nods her head at the statement of me being Corey's daughter. She looks me up and down, not really in a rude way, just kind of looking. This is my Aunt Maxine, Giselle's mom. Champion says, you can call me Auntie Max. Okay, I say, still in a shy tone. Is that bag for Champion? Aoki questions. I didn't want to give it to him in front of everyone. Gotta be thankful for little sisters being little sisters. Oh, yeah, I reply in an uncomfortable tone. Champion looks at me but doesn't say anything. I give him the bag. Let me bring it to my room. I'll be right back. Why we can't see? Giselle asks in a whiny tone. You can sit where Giselle was sitting. She can stand or go home, Champion says. Giselle starts laughing. He really loves me. Everyone starts laughing. I could tell they were close by their banter. You can take my seat, Summer, she says. Thanks. I walk toward the couch. Once I sit, Champion turned to bring the bag to his room. You hungry, Summer? Ronnie asked. I'm always hungry. I let out a chuckle. Auntie Max and Giselle laugh too. This is cute, Giselle says. Winston shoots her a glare. She half shrugs and mumbles, It is. She finds a folding chair close to her mother to sit down. Let me introduce you to everyone else, Ronnie says. I look around the room and it felt like the first day of school. Just as Ronnie was about to speak, Champion walks back into the living room. Let's get this food going. He claps his hands and rubs them together. He smirks and winks at me. Everyone starts to shift gears and gets up to walk toward the food. I waited until Champion got closer to me to stand up. He walks with me to join me in the food line. I should be going first, but y'all fill y'all plates, he shouts. Everyone starts laughing. He pulls me to stand in front of him and cuddles behind me and puts his nose to my neck. Thank you, he whispers near my ear. For what? I say back in a low tone. I said no gift. You opened it. Not yet. I stay quiet as we approach the part of the line to pick up the plate and get my food. I had oxtails, curry chicken, rice, and peas with macaroni pie. I sit down and Champion sits next to me on the other side of the love seat. As we finish our food, there is just a lot of conversation amongst everyone. Champion, remember the time we were in Trinidad? Okay, Auntie Max, Champion interjects, giving her the clue to stop talking. Giselle starts to laugh. Mommy, you know you're wrong for this. She loves to embarrass Champ. I don't know how she holds the favorite auntie title, Ronnie chimes in. I just follow the conversation with my eyes, but I don't say anything. Not my place anyway. Summer, this girl had such a crush on Champ. Every time she sees him, she blush, she giggle. Champion sighs, but Auntie Max didn't seem to care much. So, one day, Champion sitting on a stoop and this girl come up and just jump on him and start kissing him on his face. Champion had a knot on his head because she knocked him over. Champion had to be about 8 years old. She was 9, 10 maybe. Champ tried so hard not to cry, but he ended up breaking down because he didn't like her or the kisses. Auntie Max starts to chuckle so hard. Champion starts to look annoyed. Ronnie must have noticed. Leave my baby alone in front of his girlfriend. He likes her kisses, Aoki blurts out, then grabs her mouth. Alright, this party is just about done, Champion says in an annoyed tone. He grabs my hand and pulls me out of the living room. We walk up the stairs to his room and he closes the door behind me. How you leaving your party? I ask with a slight chuckle. Auntie Mac's gonna keep going. They can enjoy it. I need some alone time with my baby. I smirk and he leans in and kisses my lips. So you my girlfriend, huh? He starts laughing, which makes me laugh. I'm not pressuring you. My mother does too much as usual. We good how we are, okay? Because you got other girls? Because you refuse to give in? Because you feel bad about a nigga you said you don't want back? He purposely rolls his eyes as a girl. I start laughing. He wraps his arms around me and brings me closer to him and cups my butt in the process. He starts kissing on my neck. I thought it was your birthday, and all I asked for was you. He smelled so good, and his lips were so soft. I could let him kiss me all day. No sooner than he tried to start moving me toward the bed, there was a knock at the door.